Today I'm going to show you the best Seiko dive watch money can buy. The only problem is you're going to have to spend a lot of money to have it. Let's get into it. Yes! Welcome to the Mad Watch Collector channel, the show that does watch reviews a little differently. Now at the start of this year, Seiko came out with two very special watches. Limited edition reimaginations on a pretty important diver for Seiko back in 1968. So the watch in question is the 6159 and it was the first professional high beat dive watch, sweeping away at 36,000 vibrations per hour. And it was worn back then by the Japanese Antarctic Research Expedition team. Seiko have reimagined this watch in the SLA057 and the 055. The 57 looks truest to the original with the gilt handset and dial, but the one I have to show you today is the Save the Ocean Special. And in fact, that watch will be worn by the members of the 64 Expedition Mission to Antarctic. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so like I said in the intro, I think this watch today is the best Seiko I've ever reviewed. However, it does come at a price. But what I'll do is I'll save the price till the end.
And just let you enjoy this show first.
Now this watch today was sent in by Francis & GAYE Jewelers. They are an authorised dealer of Seiko and many wonderful brands you and I love. Sign up to the mailing list and you get 10% off already. But give Ryan an email and you may just get treated a little differently. Are you expensive Seiko dive watch ready? Let's go! I won't go into the packaging too much, just note that when you spend this much money on a Seiko, you don't get your run-of-the-mill packaging, alright? Anyway, open the box up and oh my dear golly goodness. Here it is, the SLA055J1, and it is one heck of a stunner. It's love at first sight, and I've already forgotten about my watch collection.
And thinking about cheating on them with this one.
What an amazing looking watch this is. This is Seiko, but up 5 to 10 levels, and I definitely feel like I am holding something very, very premium. Look at that beautiful fume dial. The case is made of stainless steel.
But not as you know it.
It's what Seiko calls their ever brilliant or ever bright steel. Far more anti-corrosive than your 316L, and it's basically the rival to the 904L of Rolex. This watch is hand assembled and hand finished, and the attention to detail on the case alone is something to behold. Beautiful brushwork on the tops of the lugs, huge beveling with that beautiful mirrored finish. This is what they call Ziratsu polishing, a traditional method of polishing back in Japan. We've got a gorgeous screw down crown at just above the 4 o'clock, big chunky coin edge, big chunky looking bezel, and first impressions,
I want it.
Quick spec check. Okay, so we've got a 42.5mm diameter case. That is 2mm smaller than the original, so that's good. 13mm thick, that's also good. 49.5 lug to lug, so that's quite long for Seiko, but a strapaholic 20mm lug width. Very interested to see how this sits on my wrist. The dial is protected by a beautiful domed sapphire glass with anti-reflective coating on the inside. Screw down crown and a screw down case back gives this watch a water resistant rating of 200 meters. Quiet dear, our horse, Case Back a Go-Go, is running in the 3:30 at Kempton. Be quiet, I think it's on. Here it is.
Made it out of the entry very swift, apart from Case Back a Go-Go. Case Back a Go-Go has decided to sit on the floor. Sit on the floor and not move at
And welcome to another episode of The Design House, where we take a look at a watch's case back. And today, a beautiful limited edition Seiko Save the Ocean. Well, no surprises here, is there? You know, we've got the brushing and of a non-exhibition case bag. Ooh, well, it's fine, it's okay. We have that beautiful Seiko wave in the middle. This is the limited edition, and you can see the limited edition number on the case back there, which is nice, and that's about it. I'll see you next time for another episode of The Design House. Cut. Bloody Terence. I told him not to feed him peanut butter before a race.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
The bezel is very cool.
Ice cool.
We have a ceramic insert, which is not something you see very often with Seiko divers. The numerals in that insert are actually coloured ice blue. I'm not 100% sure on it, as I would always love the insert numbers to be white, but it doesn't half complement this watch. Amazing coin edge gripping. Let's see how this does in the World Bezeling Federation. Hi, I'm Kurt Santana, and you're watching the World Bezeling Federation, dedicated to finding the best bezel on a watch. 3 rounds: the look, grip, and the fidgetability. Let's get a bezeling. And oh my God, this is pretty. I may have to take this one out to the Taco Bell. They do free Coke refills. We got ourselves a ceramic insert, 120 clicks, fabulous coin edging. This is beautiful to behold. And on to the grip. How much do I have to twist this before I hit the first ratchet? Is it too light or is it too tight? Well, it's your Seiko spongy onginess. However, this has a slight refinedness to it. I appreciate the clicks, and that's pretty good. And on to the fidgetability. How much do I want to twist this bezel morning, noon, and night time? Well, the refinedness combined with the spongy onginess gives us a good fidgetability score. And so that puts the SLA055 on our leaderboard for 2022. Bye-bye, bezel lovers. So yes, no getting away that this is a Seiko diver. You get the same spongy feeling with any divers you have to twist. However, this is the most refined Seiko bezel I've ever had the pleasure to twist. It's not hugely audible, but it is pretty damn satisfying. Have a listen.
Fidgetability, yes.
Yep, I'd say that this is the best Seiko bezel I've twisted. I've got to admit, I've never seen this type of rubber strap before. Apparently it's called a chocolate bar strap. Has a nice tang buckle. I'm not a fan of the keeper. It's not signed, but it is a very solid silicone strap. You also get this beautiful NATO. This thing is beautifully made. We've got the ever bright steel on all the hardware, and this blue colour will go so well with the watch. Okay, let's look at the face.
Dial time.
So this is a limited edition Save the Ocean special. Beautiful fume sunburst blue colour. Represents the ice white sheets of the Antarctic. Chilly. It has an amazing subtle texture to it as well. And it's one of those dials you just get lost in. Seiko do know how to make a dial, don't they? Those applied markers are absolutely sensational. Silver framed with a line texture to the 12, 3, 6 and 9. This watch is on the Prospects line, meaning it's a professional diver. And we have that X seal of approval just below the handset. On the original 6159, the date window was at 3 o'clock. To keep the integrity of this dial, Seiko have put it in between the 4 and the 5. Without a frame and the date wheel being black, it doesn't harm the symmetry of this watch, and I think it's really tastefully done. Here's a little comparison with my divers I have in my collection. There is a DNA of Seiko in every dive watch. That little sparkle of magic that many other brands just don't have. So we've got lume on the hands, lume on the indices, and lume on the bezel pip. Out of 10, how does this glow? So yes, it is damn good, isn't it? Seiko lume is very hard to beat. Okay, let's talk about the engine, because for me, this is the most controversial subject. Inside this watch houses the 8L35. It's a 4 Hz movement and it beats away at 28,000 vibrations per hour. It has a 50-hour power reserve and it is hand assembled in the Grand Seiko studios. Operating it is really nice. The feel of winding this watch is lovely. Probably the best Seiko wind out there, and the movement is hackable. The one thing I don't get is these watches are not regulated and have tolerances between plus 15 and minus 10 seconds a day. Now listen, when you're spending this type of money, you would expect your movement to at least be COSC certified. Now having a watch that has an amazing accuracy isn't a deal breaker for me, but when you buy a premium watch,
You expect premium accuracy.
and if I bought this watch, that just wouldn't sit well with me.
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist, and this is absolutely exquisite. Yes, if I was being over picky, I'd like that lug to lug to be about 48mm, but the way this watch hugs the wrist, it is surely a thing of beauty to see. I love all the reflections and the different finishing, just sparkling in the light. You get a different perspective of that dial each time you look at it. This watch is pure magic. So there we go, the SLA055, the best Seiko diver I have ever reviewed, hands down. Just an absolute beautiful watch. The case is absolutely sensational. The bezel action is the best Seiko bezel I've ever twisted. We got a ceramic insert. The dial is magnificent. It fits really well considering it's a 42mm watch. The only thing I'm not 100% with is the movement. For it not to be regulated for the price of this watch, it's almost criminal, you know? I guess now we have to talk about the price. Okay, so this watch is only limited to 1,300 pieces worldwide. The prices of these watches, get ready, hold on to your butts. Ready?
£4,100.
So yeah, that is a lot of money, isn't it? This watch is clearly for that Seiko collector that wants the cream of the crop, the best Seiko can do, and are happy to pay that price. Putting this into a little perspective, my Tudor Black Bay 58 is £2,900 brand new, superb brand with a superb heritage, and the in-house movement is COSC certified chronometer level. For me, the movement really does let this Seiko down. Now just imagine if this watch was chronometer certified, or even better, had a spring drive movement in it, something no other brand does. One more thing, if you had Grand Seiko on the dial and not Seiko, you and I probably wouldn't be that surprised about the price. I think it's too much money, but if I had the sorts of money that this kid has, money, I would definitely buy this watch. So, is this the best Seiko diver I've ever reviewed? Yes. Is it the most expensive Seiko diver I've ever reviewed? Yes. Do I think it's worth the money? Well, if you love it, my advice for you is to go for it. I'm not a fan of that unregulated movement, but it still doesn't stop me lusting after this one. So here it is, my wife's first impressions of the SLA055. What a watch. Yeah, it's okay. It's a bit blingy. Not sure about the bezel. Looks a bit cheap. 1 minute you're up, the next minute your wife sends you right back down. Thank you so much to everyone that has watched till the end of this show. If you haven't done already, please like it and subscribe. Even better yet, why don't you become an MWC member? Join just there. Yeah.
You get exclusive content, members only posts, first viewing of my weekly shows, plus much more.
Take care, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. From me, the Mad Watch Collector, I'll see you in a tick, 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 a tick.
Every little second, every hour, every minute.